YouTube gang, what is up? We are back with another video. Today we're talking about the Browns versus the Jaguars. I'm gonna give you my takes on what I thought from this week, what I think the Browns need to continue to capitalize on and work on as the season goes on. And I would love to hear y'all thoughts, what y'all thought from the Browns this week. Please be sure to leave a comment with what you think. Let me know what you feel off what I said. And make sure you make yourself at home, man. Drop a like if you like the video and sub up to the channel for all future vids. You feel me? Let's talk about them Browns. It was a tale of two halves for the Browns and for everybody, actually. Browns, they defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 18-13, and it was a close game. This is the second game in a row this season that the Browns sent their defense out first, and the defense got off the field on the first drive. I love the confidence in the team and Stefanski to bring the defense out there to set the tone, and the defense is living up to the call. They need to keep it up. Myles Garrett needs to stop jumping off sides, but we're managing to get off the field in that first drive and letting the offense come out and get some points without having points on our head to start off the game. We had a nice 16-play drive where the Browns had a nice mix of run and pass. The Browns didn't have Foreman play in the first game. He didn't feel one carry. Came out with some nice solid pickups, nice downhill running style, and great energy for the offense. Deshaun managed to find some connections with David Bell, Jeudy, Elijah Moore. He hit Jordan Akins for a 10-yard catch. And I really love that Jeudy stepped up in a big way during the first drive. The man made some phenomenal catches, and he's starting to find his flow within the offense. Deshaun capped the drive off with a nice rushing touchdown. He finished 7 for 8 with 83 passing yards during that first drive. And that's a big confidence booster for him and the offense going forward. We got to be able to come out on that opening script and capitalize. It's good seeing the ball move down the field and seeing that success. Now we can continue to build on that. Deshaun finished the rest of the game with 22 completions. He had 34 passing attempts and about 186 yards. And he was sacked a pair of times. Look, Deshaun played a lot better this week, considerably. We expected that. The offensive line needs to keep him upright. He needs to make some better decisions. Everybody needs to capitalize a little bit better. There were some things that he clearly needed to clean up on. It was week one. He faced a lot of pressure. He faced a lot of those mental battles dealing with what was going on with his father. He was holding on to the ball a lot, and everybody needed to capitalize once again. But we were able to run the ball a lot more effectively in week 2 than we were in week 1. Ford had some nice runs. Foreman had some nice runs. That helped our passing game out tremendously. And once again, a big credit to the offensive line this week, only giving up 2 sacks, a lot less quarterback pressures than the previous week. They kept Deshaun Watson upright. They created some running lanes. The boys were doing what they needed to do. We need to clean up on the penalties. 13 penalties, I should say, for 100 yards is just unacceptable. All of the holding, the false starts, the illegal formations, the offsides, Myles Garrett. We gotta stop with the penalties because we're shooting ourselves in the foot, offensively and defensively. We're getting in bad positions starting behind the sticks. It's 1st and 20. It's 2nd and 25. It's 2nd and 15. 1st and 15, and we're constantly behind the sticks fighting forward. We got to put ourselves in better predicaments and stop shooting ourselves in the foot. There are plenty of chances that are left on the field by our guys, and we got to be better. Once again, there are continuous things throughout the season that we can continue to capitalize on. Once Amari breaks out of his spell and the ball starts falling into his hands, the offense is going to be much better. Elijah Moore has to be able to pull in some of these tough passes. But once again, the linemen can capitalize better on run plays. We can capitalize better on pass plays. There are plenty of opportunity for us to continue to get better. And once again, that discipline needs to be a factor for us going forward. Stefanski has to get on his guys about their discipline. We have to be better. Stop shooting ourselves in the foot. And lastly, for the offense, this is my weekly Get James Hudson Out of Cleveland acknowledgement. Please and Thank you. Defense played outstanding in the first half, similar to the offense. They held Jacksonville to only a field goal in the first half, and the only big play they really gave up was that run to Trevor Lawrence that was about 33 yards. But then they kept them from scoring. We got a nice bend, don't break mentality on this defense, and I love that energy. Our secondary is always playing top notch. Them boys are balling. They held Trevor Lawrence to only 16 yards in the first half. Denzel was on a snap count. Juan Thornhill was out. Cam Mitchell and Ronnie Hickman, they stepped up in a huge way for the defense. The secondary, they left a lot of plays on the field, but once again, everybody can capitalize somewhere. Emerson, he had a nice PBI that could have been an interception. Newsome got beat on the biggest play of the game on a 66-yard pass to rookie Brian Thomas. But we rarely get caught in these one-on-one situations deep down the field. But we got to show that we can win too. You're making these guys have to make the perfect catch or the tough catch. You got to show your abilities to be a dog and knock the ball down. You got to show your abilities to be a dog on defense and win these one-on-one battles too. Emerson has to come up with those picks. We need to create turnovers. Just like we talk about the offense needs to support our defense by keeping pressure on the opposing team, same thing for the defense. The defense has to create turnovers. They have to take the wind out of themselves. They have to have them less confident to take throws across the middle. They have to have them less confident because they know we're going to come out and punch out the ball. We got to create more chaos. The front seven, they had a nice impact on the game. They got 4 sacks. We had 7 quarterback hits. Myles Garrett showed up. The boys are creating more havoc, but we need more turnovers. Special teams, they stepped up more this week. We gave up that special teams touchdown on a punt return last week. This week, punt team stepped up in a big way. Bojorquez had a beautiful punt land on the 2-yard line in a critical part of the game. Within the last 2 minutes, defense came out, got safety right after. Beautiful plays like this going to continue to help us out in the long run. D-Hop hit 3 well-needed field goals. We got to continue to support within the special teams. Special teams has to capitalize. Now, from my personal perspective, the Browns need to continue to clean up on the penalties. That discipline has to be a big component of us going forward. We cannot constantly be behind the stakes. We can't be shooting ourselves in the foot. You cannot give the defense or the offense something to capitalize on based off of our mistakes. We got to take everything from them and make them earn everything. Coach has to get on the boys. We got to turn on the film. We got to fine tune. We got to come back hungry. We got to stop the holding. We got to stop the false starts. Stop the illegal formations. Stop jumping off sides, Myles Garrett. Please. Like, we got to keep this well-oiled machine going. Everybody got to find opportunities to continue to push themselves and get better. We got to capitalize on our own mistakes. 2-14 on 3rd down is just not going to cut it for us offensively. We got to keep the chains moving. And hopefully we can continue to take these positives from last week and continue to grow going into this week. But what do y'all think about the Browns versus the Jags this week? Any good takeaways that I didn't mention that y'all want to mention in the comments, please let me know. So going into week 3 versus the Giants, my keys to victory for the Browns is the Browns have to keep the ball out of Malik Neighbors' hands. He is their guy. He had 18 targets last week. He had over 10 catches, over 100 yards. I think he had a touchdown, but he's clearly their offense. The Browns did a great job on CeeDee Lamb week 1. They held Trevor Lawrence to only 14 completions, 220 yards. They held him to 16 yards in the first half. We got to keep the Giants behind the sticks. We got to play physical in the secondary. We got to make Daniel Jones see ghost out there. And the Giants, they've given up over 20 points in both of their games this season. The Browns have been under 20 points in both of their games this season. We need to make a statement. We need to put some type of points on the board, and we need to build off of the improvements from week 1 and from last week. And we got to continue to get more confident in our run game. Both teams that the Giants have faced this year have had success running the ball on them. We got to continue to find our flow within the offensive line, and we got to find some more success running the ball. Hopefully, as the line continues to get going and continue to improve in the coming weeks, we can get Nick Chubb back and they can make life easier for us. Once again, we got to keep Deshaun Watson upright. He has to have another nice week. He can't have any mistakes with y'all, because as soon as he have a bad game, y'all just gonna jump on his back, just like y'all jumping on Amari Cooper's back. We gotta calm down. Like, it's only football at the end of the day. They're going to tighten up once again, man. It get greater later, all right? So one thing I want y'all to remember, man, go out, say something positive to somebody. Go do something positive today. Make sure you get your workout in. Make sure you spend your time with God. Make sure you're doing something productive. You feel me? And always remember, man, never forget, it's above me.